Right, it's that time of year again. Exams are piling up, work is piling up, assignments, essays, whatever the things your lecturers, teachers, supervisors are setting, they're all piling up. You don't know what to do, what to prioritize. Sweat, blood, tears, everything's pouring. Hormones are flying out of this roof, stress levels, everything. What do we all do? We do nothing about it. We do zero. We just do zero. That's what we do. Zero. Nothing. We get the small group that does a lot. The small group that works and gets over that stress. We get the majority that let stress take over their lives. I'm not here to give you a motivational speech because who has time for that? I have things to revise for. So, get ready for 5 of my ultimate tips. What has got me into Warwick and what has got me my A-level grades. So, let's get to the first one. Yeah. Okay. This is a common one. Very popular thing to do. But my unpopular opinion, everything. Not just lock away your phone, give your phone to your mom, turn your phone off, remove games, everything. Every possible thing that could distract you. I've got my PC in my uni room. I've put my monitor to the side, unplugged my keyboard and mouse, put that under my bed, so I can't even say, oh, let me use that as my revision break, let me play one game of Fortnite for a revision break. Every possible thing that I could do to stop that being my distraction, I have done, and that is what needs to be done. Yes, we are. Wow, it's even stuck to me, that's how much stress there is. Yes, we are all stressed, but what I mean is realize what you have to do. Realize the amount of work you have. Use that, harness that, turn it into stress, but positive stress. And yes, you might think that, oh, Memo, isn't stress counterproductive? Isn't that gonna stop me from doing work? No, what stops you from doing work is you. People need to realize that. Yes, I fall victim to this sometimes. I did it today at my department. I was in a learning grid. I was like, I was tired. I was like, no, I'm not going to do work. But I realized that I'm stopping myself from doing work. So, yeah. So, as I was saying, harness your stress into positive stress. Because, yes, there are people that can't work because of stress. But find the root of what that stress is and be like, oh, I'm stressed because I have X amount of work to do. I have X amount of equations to solve. Solve them. Realize that if you solve them, or if you do your work, you won't be stressed anymore and you can do even more work. It's like the domino effect. And for people who do work very well under stress like myself, find something to be stressed about. So I have my exam in 6 days. 6 days. And I'm making notes for that module. So I'm harnessing my stress, realizing that I have 6 days left, and I'm like, come on, Memo, stop being a twat, stop sitting around, do your work. And it works. Today I've got so much work done, and I'm still gonna do more after I record this video. So, on to unpopular tip number 3. Your notes are one of the most important things for your success, yeah? Yeah, people say, oh, it's exam season, you're cramming, leave your notes, go to passive revision. you need your notes for passive revision. Active revision. You need to know your notes for active revision. So, tip number 3 is a link to tip number 4, which I'm gonna show you in a minute. But remember, keep your notes close by. Always refer to them. Always, no matter what. And if you haven't made notes, then you can't really be helped if you haven't made notes. But if you have the privilege of, let's say, accessing other people's notes, or like my uni, lecture capture, that's perfect. Use those as your notes. Yes, they're not your notes, they're a form of note. So I can't really explain this in context without my next tip, so let's go to tip number 4. Before that, I'm going to show you some of my notes. Here, 2 sets of notes. These are my lecture notes that I make in the lecture. I print off the slides, annotate. These are the bad boys. These are the G's, the plugs. I watch lecture capture again and make these notes. This is how I revised. I referred to this. So far at uni, I haven't revised any other way, and it's working for me. So as you can see, those are my notes. Yep, I know I just said active recall isn't the most productive thing, but without your notes, it isn't the most important thing. This is what will get you to succeed. By blur, I mean, let me just fix this one. There we go. By blur, I mean, get a scrap piece of paper, get a plain piece of paper, and rinse out your brain. Pretend you're just grabbing your brain and like doing what you do to sponges, or back in the old days, what you do to your clothes to clean it. Yeah, rinse out your brain, put everything on a blank piece of paper. So, example, my exam is coming up in 6 days, like I said, my Agents of Infectious Disease module. And what I'll be doing, once I finish my notes, I will read through them. This is what I mean by these two go together. Without this, you can't do this. Read through my notes. I don't even have to learn, I read through them. And because you imprint it in your brain for that imprint it in your short memory, that's why you only read through it passively. And let's say after 30 seconds, I'd blurt it down, which is a form of active recall. Without my notes, I'd blurt it down onto a scrap piece of paper or plain piece of paper. That's active recall. That's imprinting it into my longer term memory. Maybe not my long term memory, but when you're cramming, my longer term memory. And yes, it does help. Like when I'm revising in that way, I do remember it in my long term. Obviously, come on, the brain is not made to remember every single thing. So I don't remember all my exams all the content from my exams from the start of the year, but I remember a bit, that's why I'm getting through the year. So that's tip number 4. On to the final tip, which is the most important tip. Yes, prioritize. I used to watch a lot of revision, study tips and revision videos back at A2, because I wanted to do well. And I was hearing a lot of active recall. That's why you didn't hear it a lot in mine. You heard my context of active recall. I heard a lot of eliminate your phone, eliminate distractions, but I did not hear everything. So I'd find my PS4 distracting me, my computer would, YouTube would. So that's why I said remove all distractions. And yeah, stress. That's the most unpopular opinion that I find useful. Stress yourself. and find the root of your stress. But that's all been explained, and if you skipped, go back and watch it. My fifth tip, final tip. I'm trying to record a video. My fifth tip, prioritize. This, yeah, you do hear it, but I've been mentioning my Agents of Infectious Disease exam a lot throughout this video because that's what's on my mind. Yeah, so prioritize your revision accordingly. I'm hearing create a timetable, a revision timetable for exam period, stick to it. But if you plan your day to the exact hour and you don't complete that, you're gonna demotivate yourself. That's why I set general short-term targets and prioritize those short-term targets so I'm able to complete them. Example, finish my lecture notes by a couple of days, not let's say today, not lecture 12 between hours 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I wouldn't do it like that. I would do complete all of the lecture notes in the next couple of days, so I leave myself a couple of days between when I finish my lecture notes and when my final when my exam is, so I can actively recall. That's the best way I revise, and I don't find a lot of people doing it like that, and it works. Oh, for me it works. And yes, I do have to admit that my brain does work differently, but not uncommonly. So anyone can use these 5 tips. If you use it, I hope you find success. I know I find success, but people don't try these tips. People don't try stress. This is one I use a lot. People don't remove all distractions. They remove main distractions, even minor distractions. Your brain is amazing. Procrastination takes over, so the littlest distraction. I find myself cooking to stop revising. Yes, it gets bad. But yeah, those are my 5 unpopular top tips. And I hope you smash your exams. I hope I smash my exams. Good luck to everyone out there, and I'll see you in the next video.